Hi and welcome to the daily reading for June 17th. And like every other day this year, it's coming from Jesus Calling by Sarah Young, enjoying peace in his presence. So, June 17th. Learn to laugh at yourself more freely. Don't take yourself or your circumstances so seriously. Relax and know that I am God with you. When you desire my will above all else, life becomes much less threatening. Stop trying to monitor my responsibilities, things that are beyond your control. Find freedom by accepting the boundaries of your domain. Laughter lightens your load and lifts your heart into heavenly places. Your laughter rises to heaven and blends with angelic melodies of praise. Just as parents delight in the laughter of their children, so I delight in hearing my children laugh. I rejoice when you trust me enough to enjoy your life light-heartedly. Do not miss the joy of my presence by carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Rather, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. My yoke is comfortable and pleasant. My burden is light and easily borne. And this reading ties in with Proverbs 17, verse 22, Proverbs 31, verse 25, Matthew 1, verse 23, and Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30. Sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't when it comes to tying in the readings from the Bible with the passage. Anyway, so I love this. I often say that at the end of a reading that I love it. But laughter. Learn to laugh at yourself more freely. Now, I really struggle with this, and I have for many, many years. I think I've always struggled with it, actually, to be able to laugh at myself. And I often will take personally when someone is laughing because I feel they're laughing at me rather than with me. So I'm better at it now than I used to be, but it's something that we can examine on a regular basis, is whether or not we can laugh at circumstances, whether we can laugh at ourselves in those circumstances. Because let's face it, I think most of us can be too serious when it comes to living our lives. And Jesus doesn't want us to be serious. He wants us to be his children and for him to enjoy watching us laugh. And, the vibration of laughter is lovely. And my husband and I will watch a sitcom, a half hour, 20-minute half hour sitcom at night before I go to bed. He's usually later than me, but we watch together. And the one we're watching just now is Cheers, which is ancient, but it still makes us laugh. There's still so many funny lines in Cheers. I don't think it's dated. And but we will watch that till the end of it, which will take us weeks and months because there's lots of seasons. But we choose to do that. I choose to do that before I go to bed rather than going to bed on the news. I don't want the news to be the last thing that my brain processes before I go to bed. I want it to be laughter. I want it to be fun. I want it to be lighthearted. And, I think I read about the benefits of doing that years ago. And we have watched this little 20-minute half hour sitcom and had many, many laughs before bedtime over the years. And I love to watch my children laugh. Even though they're adults now, one of my greatest joys is to be seeing the three of them together having a giggle at something. It can even be at me. I don't mind them giggling at me because I don't really personalize them laughing at me so much now. When they were younger, I would, because I would think they were ganging up on me with their dad. But now I'm much lighter now. And Jesus says, do not miss the joy of my presence by carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I remember feeling like I carried the weight of the world on my shoulders. And now, I think much more, because I'm walking this path that I'm on now, and the yoke upon me is light, and the burden is light and it's easily borne. And it just makes sense to me that we try to have a lighter, brighter, time in our days. And I know things can get really intense at times. And, the option is to get angry at something or just to laugh at it and say, oh, geez, well, there we go. And now I'm trying to do the latter. And I invite you to try the same. So when something happens today that's not going according to plan, maybe try laughing at it rather than getting annoyed at it, which would have been my younger self or my pre-self way of coping with things. When everybody else was laughing at something, I'd be going, oh, geez, really? So anyway, namaste. Love to you all. Bye now. Bye.